Welcome back, WWE Insider. In the unforgiving world of WWE, where glory and grit collide under blinding lights, we've witnessed triumphs that echo through eternity, but tonight, we confront a darkness that no script can soften, no comeback can conquer. Jimmy Uso, the heart-pounding heartbeat of the bloodline, the unbreakable bond of the USO twins, has been stolen from us in a tragic car accident on a rain-slicked highway last night. At just 40, the man who lit up arenas with his infectious energy is gone, leaving a void that rips through families, factions, and the very soul of professional wrestling. This isn't kayfabe. This is a nightmare etched in real tears and shattered legacies. The call came in the dead of night, shattering the quiet of a Pensacola hotel room where Jey Uso lay restless after a grueling SmackDown taping. His phone buzzed like a harbinger, the voice on the other end, a state trooper, delivering words that turned Jey's world to ash. "I'm sorry, sir, your brother didn't make it." Jey dropped the phone, his knees buckling against the carpet, a guttural wail escaping him that echoed down the empty hallway. Crew members rushed in, faces pale, but nothing could staunch the flood of grief pouring from the man who'd shared every high and low with Jimmy since they were kids kicking dirt in their father's backyard ring. Please like, share, and subscribe for more WWE content. In moments like this, your support means everything. It fuels us to honor the fallen, to peel back the glamour and reveal the raw humanity that binds us all in this wild ride called wrestling. Backstage at tonight's Raw, the air hangs heavy with unspoken sorrow, a fog of disbelief that clings to every corner. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief whose empire Jimmy helped forge, stands motionless by the monitor truck, his massive frame trembling as he stares at a frozen image of the Usos hitting their double-team splash. The betrayal hits him like a spear he never saw coming, not from an opponent, but from fate itself, stealing away the cousin who stood by him through bloodline betrayals and brutal wars. Roman's fists clench, knuckles white, as he mutters, "This ain't right, Uso, we had more roads to run." Grief wraps the locker room in chains, pulling superstars into isolated huddles where tough exteriors crack like fragile glass. Solo Sikoa, Jimmy's fierce younger brother in the ring, slumps against a locker, his tattooed arms wrapped around his knees, rocking silently as tears carve paths through the war paint of his face. He'd just texted Jimmy a goofy meme about their next tag run, a brotherly jab that now feels like a final farewell. The room's usual banter dies, replaced by the soft shuffle of feet and stifled sobs, veterans like Randy Orton offering quiet nods, knowing words can't bridge this abyss. The health crisis that plagued Jimmy in his final months adds a cruel twist to the dagger. He'd been pushing through nagging back injuries from years of high-flying dives and punishing bloodline beatdowns, popping painkillers like candy to keep the smile on for the fans. Insiders whisper he ignored the warning signs, a persistent cough, dizzy spells during workouts, dismissing them as just the grind. His wife, Naomi, begged him to see a specialist, her voice breaking in late-night arguments, "You're not invincible, baby." But Jimmy, ever the warrior, waved it off, not knowing his body was a ticking clock racing toward that fatal skid on I-10. Scandal shadows the morning like an uninvited ghost. Just weeks ago, rumors swirled of a heated fallout within the bloodline, Jimmy allegedly clashing with Solo over creative directions, whispers of Jimmy shopping singles runs behind Roman's back. Tabloids feasted on leaked texts, painting Jimmy as the disloyal twin, the one fracturing the family empire for personal glory. It was all smoke and mirrors, fueled by jealous rivals, but the damage lingered, souring reunions and leaving Jimmy isolated in his final days. Now, those lies feel like venom, poisoning the eulogies with what-ifs that no one can unsay. Death's cold grip tightens on the Anoa dynasty, a family tree already scarred by losses, Umaga's overdose, too many uncles gone too soon. Rikishi, Jimmy's father and the patriarch who'd molded these boys from Samoan fire into WWE gold, collapses in his living room upon hearing the news, his legendary frame heaving with sobs that rattle the walls. He clutches an old photo of the twins at their debut, their grins wide and unscarred, whispering prayers in Samoan that echo the island rhythms of his youth. For Rikishi, this isn't just losing a son, it's the unraveling of a legacy he poured his blood into, branch by branch. Family breakdowns erupt in the aftermath, fault lines cracking wide open. Jey's wife, quiet and steadfast, holds him as he shatters, but tensions simmer with their extended kin, cousins pointing fingers at the road life that stole Jimmy from us all. Naomi, Jimmy's rock through every title reign and heartbreak hotel stay, wanders their Florida home in a daze, her WWE gear strewn across the floor like discarded dreams. She snaps at well-meaning relatives who murmur about fate's plan, her grief twisting into rage. He was supposed to come home tomorrow. The Usos' children, too young to grasp the void, cling to aunts and uncles, their innocent questions slicing deeper than any blade. Backstage tension coils like a spring ready to snap. At the arena, creative scrambles in hushed tones. Did they dedicate the show, rewrite feuds, or let the silence speak? Triple H paces the production truck, his game face slipping as he recalls mentoring the twins, their laughter cutting through the chaos of early NXT days. Paul Levesque pulls Jey aside in a dim corridor, hand on his shoulder, voice gravelly, "Take the time, brother. We're family here." But Jey's eyes, red-rimmed and distant, betray the storm inside. No hiatus can mend this fracture. The fans, the beating heart of WWE, pour their sorrow into a digital deluge. #RIP Jimmy Uso trends worldwide. Arenas emptying as crowds light phone screens in tribute, chanting, USO. In waves that crash like ocean swells back home in Samoa. Yet betrayal lurks in the fringes, trolls dredging up old scandals, accusing Jimmy of steroid whispers or backstage diva fits, their venom a stark contrast to the love-flooding arenas. One viral clip shows a fan at a house show, sign trembling in hand. "Jimmy, you were our day one," her tears mirroring the millions who've lost a hero who made them feel seen. Jey's isolation deepens the wound. Once inseparable, the twin bond now feels like a phantom limb, every mirror reflection a cruel echo of Jimmy's smirk, every quiet moment a scream of absence. He wanders the empty ring post-show, fingers tracing the turnbuckle where they'd sink their superkicks, his breath hitching as memories flood. Childhood scraps in the yard, first WWE contracts signed in tandem, betrayals weathered side by side against Roman's iron rule. "We were supposed to retire together, Use," Jey whispers to the shadows, the words dissolving into the ether. Naomi's health teeters on the brink, her once fiery spirit dimmed by a grief that manifests in sleepless vigils and fainting spells from barely eaten meals. WWE docs hover, prescribing rest she can't fathom, as she replays their last call, Jimmy's voice light, promising, glow-up gear, for her return. The scandal of his solo ambitions haunts her too, fueling doubts. Did the business pull him away one last time? She curls on their bed, clutching his tag belt, the leather warm against her cheek like a final embrace. The Bloodline's empire wobbles, backstage whispers turning to shouts. Solo, raw with loss, lashes out at producers pushing forward with storylines that feel profane without Jimmy's spark. Roman gathers the remnants in a private jet en route to the funeral. Jey, Solo, the cousins, but words fail, replaced by heavy silences broken only by the hum of engines. A leaked audio captures Roman's voice cracking. "He was the glue, man. Without him, what's the tribe?" Tension simmers, alliances fraying as grief morphs into blame. Who pushed Jimmy too hard, who didn't see the signs? Ricochet's breakdown ripples outward, the family matriarch summoning elders for a traditional fail gathering that turns into a vigil of wails and woven lays. Sisters and nieces arrive, but cracks show, old resentments over spotlight shares bubbling up, one aunt hissing, "The road took him, just like it took the others." Jey's kids, wide-eyed, ask for Uncle Jimmy's stories, forcing smiles through tears, while Naomi mediates, her own heart fracturing under the weight of matriarch duties she never sought. Fans' vigils build to a crescendo, spontaneous use chants echoing outside arenas, floral tributes piling at the Pensacola airport where Jimmy's flight was grounded forever. But scandal's shadow persists, paparazzi shots of Jey at the crash site, face contorted in horror, twisted into clickbait headlines questioning, bloodline curse. The WWE Universe rallies, petitions flooding for a tribute PPV, but the betrayal stings, how quickly the machine commodifies mourning. Jey's first solo promo looms, a raw unscripted gut punch booked for next week's SmackDown. Backstage, he rehearses in mirrors, voice faltering as he grips Jimmy's wrist tape, the fabric frayed from 1,000 tags.